and I am women representative, Marsabit County. And these days we say county MP because we represent the entire county.
Yeah.
And you know, when you say women rep, people think that you only represent the interest of women, but that is not the case.
Yeah.
In fact, once you are a member of parliament, then you represent the interest of the entire nation and especially the place that you come from. Again, as you rightly said, I am Canon Naomi. Some people may wonder, Canon, how?
Yeah, true.
Let me say that I'm an ordained clergy from Anglican Church. Well, I worked with Anglican Church for almost 18 years, having been ordained in 1992.
Oh, wow.
1995, 1992 is when I joined theological college. And after serving the church for quite some time, I was made a canon of Anglican Church. And today I'm in politics. That does not mean that my spirituality has been taken away. I am still a very strong believer. And I know very well that it is by the grace of God I am who I am today. And in addition to that, at the National Assembly, I am the Deputy Chief Whip, a position that our President and the Deputy President, together with the Kenya Kwanza leadership, have found it good to give me. And when I say they gave me, it doesn't mean that I was given as an individual, but it is honoring the community I come from, especially from that part of the country. As I get to your question, I have always been encouraged by the word investing in women. Because we know very well as Africans, women have been left behind. We know very well, again, in all our communities, women have a lot to do in the society. Yeah. They bring up their children. And even even that woman who has not gone to school is able to help and educate her children and mold her children in the best possible way. In fact, in psychology, we are told that 80% of children, are influenced by their mothers. So the influence of the father is just like 20%. That means women are very important. Even when you go back to the biblical times, when Jesus was born, you know very well, both male and female, were there. Yeah. But God decided to use that poor woman, just a simple young girl, to save the world. To me, that is very important. Again, when Jesus resurrected, and that also goes very well with the season that we are in, because this is a holy week. And this week is when Jesus entered Jerusalem. And a lot of temptation, and he was, he went through a lot of challenges and humiliation. Yeah. And at the end of the day, he died on the cross. Who crucified him? Men crucified him. And he suffered in the hands of the men, while women were there weeping and crying. Yeah. When Jesus resurrected, who are the first people to come and see? It is the women. And after they went and passed the information, the men kind of laughed and they said, "Are you people mad?" And if you look at those two examples, it clearly shows that God has always used women. Even to save the world, God used a woman through the birth of Jesus Christ. So when you look at our own context today, or the contemporary world, women have struggled a lot to get into leadership. Forget about Africa, but think of Hillary Clinton. When she vied to be the president, she was such a wise woman, full of wisdom and intelligent woman, bright, you could see that in her, bold, and she was able to move her campaign and everything. But at the end of the day, she lost it to Trump. Can you compare the two figures? You cannot. But just because she was a woman, everybody decided, or majority of the people decided to go with Trump. It is the same thing, or even worse for us here in Africa. So the experience of women, and even in traditional, like in my place, in Marsabit, where I come from, amongst the Borana community, we have, I don't know whether it is a myth or a true story, but we had a woman called Habanoye, the woman who sat there and ruled the people. But at the end of the day, what the men did with her, and she was such a huge woman, and as she was talking, moving around, and what they did, they placed her chair, and after they dug a hole of about 50 meters down, and as she was moving around, she went down. So that went with the leadership. That is the belief that went with the leadership of women. But in our today's discussion, you have referred to me and what has already happened. I must say that has really humbled me. Because, when you are a politician, you always dream. And I have been dreaming, and it is by the grace of God that I am where I am. I just want to take this opportunity to thank our current president, because when I was nominated to Senate, he's the one who facilitated the whole process. And that has really empowered me and made me who I am. But even before we get to the endorsement and before we get to the dream I have, when I joined the ministry as a woman from northern Kenya, and especially from the Borana community, it wasn't an easy thing. And I joined theological college. I joined the college together with my husband. We joined the college and we did our theological training. And at the end of the 3 years, we were both ordained. And I was the first woman to be ordained from Borana community. Today we have several of them. But that wasn't easy because of my culture, and again joining the ministry with my husband, my late husband, Bishop Waqo. But we were there to hold each other's hand, encourage each other, serve the Lord, and preach the gospel. And now I am preparing myself for another thing, because it is after he has left me, I decided to get to the community and give my best to our people so that I can teach women on leadership. I can create enough awareness on women matters. I can help the girl child. I can see how we can challenge the FGM that is still there. The early marriage is still affecting our people. So many other problems. And I said, because God has opened me my eyes, my spiritual eyes, and socially again, at least I have been to different places and I have something to offer. That is how I gave myself and joined politics. And I thank God because of the opportunity that I joined Senate for 5 years in the 12th Parliament. That gave me enough opportunity to understand politics and also to see how I can, be a national politician and at the same time a local politician. And it is as a result of that today, I sit in National Assembly as county MP and as the deputy chief whip at the national level. And I told you that politicians keep dreaming. And I'm among the people who dream, I'm among the people who would want to be the governors in 2027, God willing. Well, I tried and I shared, and my people embraced me, especially my clan. And in northern Kenya, as long as you work well with your clan and the community, then you are kind of assured of the next step. So the community embraced me, and in particular, the clan that I was married into, the clan of my husband, embraced me. And when we talk of endorsement or coronation, it is not only done by Kenyans, by our people from Marsabit, but all the Borana community are united under one umbrella, what we call the Gather system. And Gather system is whereby we have spiritual fathers, spiritual local leaders who have been there. The current Abagada is the 71.
Okay.
That means, and every Abagada rules for 8 years. So you can imagine it is almost 600 years ago that this system was established. That clearly shows that, we have been in this system, and Abagada who stays in Ethiopia, once he speaks from his throne, then every Borana, even the one who in America, listens to that and obeys that. I remember when we were young girls, when Abagada says the girls should be treated this way and this should happen, you can see one morning everywhere and in any Borana home that is done. So the Gata system is a system that is indigenous. It is a system that is democratic and socially and politically accepted. So the Abagada and all the Borana Council of Elders gathered and they endorsed me. It was a great honor. And at this time, may I just take this opportunity to say that I am so, so grateful and I am humbled by what my community have done. Because being a woman and being a widow, for them to accept me and say, yes, you can lead this community, you can lead Marsabit County, and you have the potential to be our next governor. It is really humbling. So may I say that I appreciate the Council of Elders, because once they have accepted you, it is like you have become an elder. Of course, in Borana community, we don't have women elders. We have women with wisdom. In my community, women are intelligent enough. They give advice to even their husbands. They give advice to the leaders, but they are not supposed to, of course. But these days, things are changing. And by Borana community accepting me and endorsing me, I'm glad that the women coming after me will enjoy that opportunity. So I'm humbled and I look forward. Because in 3 years' time, what they have done, the seed they have planted will be reaped and people will be happy to harvest that opportunity of having a woman leader. So they have already invested in me, and investing in a woman is the great thing, is one great thing that one can do. And I want to thank our president again for leading by example and saying, and he encouraged people and said, if you get an opportunity of woman vying for governorship in your county, please support her. So we are proud as women that we have that political will. And these days, even from my own community, people are embracing women leadership because of what they can see. So I'm glad that I'm among the women who will be elected as governor. I must say that it is not easy for a woman to get to that level, because the opportunities are there for both men and women. But the society, have that perception that it is the male that need to lead. And what a man can do when a man vies for a position of governorship, it is so easy because everybody believes that position belongs to them. And so the effort that woman needs to put in place is like 10 times the effort of a man. And yet you know very well that according to Africa, according to our mind, our mindset,
true.
the women themselves are somebody's property. The husband owns them. So whatever they have, even if you are working, your husband is like he owns you together with all your property. So you belong to somebody. Even if you have several cows, or whether you are a wealthy person or have a wealthy family, you all belong to the man. And so a woman does not have anything of her own. So even if maybe you come from a wealthy family, that wealth does not belong to you. It belongs to the man. And unless the man supports the woman socially, economically, and even psychologically, it is very hard for a woman to get to that position. So what does that mean for a woman with a vision or with that dream? She has to work extra hard. She has to look for money. And sometimes she goes through a lot of challenges. And if you just do a bit of research to see the challenges that women have gone through in Kenya, and especially politicians, they have been humiliated, they have been harassed, they have been insulted, they have been mistreated in different ways, they have been denied opportunities. It doesn't mean that women are not educated. Women are well educated. In fact, for every other human process that we go through, the cycle is the same. From the birth to the burial, to the time you leave the world. Because when it comes to marriage, it is the same ceremony. When it comes to education, you go through the same education system. There is no specific system that is set aside for a man or for a woman. We go through the same system. But when it comes to leadership position, when it comes to governance, people believe that men can do better than women. And it is true that what men can do, women can do even better. Why? Because women are committed. When they agree to do something, we do whatever we have agreed with all our heart, with all our mind, and with all our system. Women are passionate. Women are ready to transform because a woman wants to see the difference. A woman is like that agent of transformation. You cannot compare the leadership of a man with a woman. Kenyans have to accept women leadership. It all begins there. You know, the type of mind we have, that this is a woman, this is not meant for a woman, she's just a woman, that will not help us. So number one, Kenyans must accept that women have enough potential and are capable of playing any role in this country. We can even be president today.
Yeah.
Who said women cannot? We can. Why not? We are well educated. We are committed. We have the zeal and the passion. So why not? So women leadership, both elective and appointive, everyone in our country must first accept. Number two, investing in women. Why invest? Because women themselves have to accept that we have the potential, that we can lead. We have all that it takes to lead this country and bring the transformation that we need.
Yeah.
For many years, 50 years, 60 years now, men have been leading. We need to see that leadership with a difference from women of this country. So, number two, that investment. The government must invest so that we create enough awareness, so that we motivate those women at the grassroots level, tell them their potential, create enough awareness so that they realize that, yes, they can do beyond their imagination. And then the other thing is to make sure that we come up with policies that favor women.
Yeah.
Political parties must be must do that seriously, because unless we do it, no one will do it. So the political parties must have the intention of having women in place from the nomination. Like now, for me, I'm saying I want to be the governor, and I mean it. I'm already investing.
Yeah,
I'm already giving it a lot of attention. I'm already giving it a lot of my resources, and I'm ready to go for the nomination.
Yeah.
And we know very well that men can do their own things and say give the certificate. No, let us go to the nomination. Let the parties give women enough opportunity. We don't want to be favored. Why should we be favored? Let us be there. Let us what women want is just the opportunity. What we have lost or missed in the past is the opportunity. So if we can be given opportunity, women can do it, and we can compete with any man. But nurturing that needs a lot of resources. Encouraging women, showing them their potential, giving them the space for them to come out, not to shy off, but to be bold enough. When I say to be bold enough, it is not to fight, it is not to shout. God created us as women, and we must accept that. And in that manner, we can be able to change a lot. So mine is to just tell women, let us be principled, let us be focused, let us accept, and let us be ready to be used, because Kenya needs women leadership now. And it is this time that women can come forward and lead this country. I think as a country we are trying. We are not doing very well. Because if you look at a country like Rwanda, they are at 50% elective, and women leadership in governance and 61%. Yeah. So they are doing very well. All the countries around us, are doing better than us. Yeah, true. And everybody thinks that Kenyans, are better and doing very well. While about 3 times, the two-third gender have failed in our country. But today, we have some hope, because our president himself is leading, and he has given that responsibility to the members of parliament, so that we can, for the first time, make sure that we put that in our constitution. And if that happens, then we are at a good position, because we have something that can defend us, that we have something that, protects the interest of women. And Kenya Kwanza government, for the first time, imagine of the number of CSS we have.
Yeah, true.
More than 8. Look at the PSS. We have more than 12, more than 10, around 12. And in particular, the president has one particular woman advising him on women matters. Yeah. And that does not say gender, on women matters. That means our government has a special place for women and growing women. So if that is already happening, what we need to put in place are the policies. At the county level, we have, through the nomination of the MCS, we have good representation. When it comes to appointive positions, ambassadors, the number of ambassadors we just approved the other day, we have good number of women. The new names, the new the new people who have been nominated.
Yeah, true.
And the names that have just come to parliament, the names were read on Thursday evening. To us, women are still there. And look at the number of directors, those women who will be CASs. Our government is really working very hard. Yes. But we are not yet there. And that is why women leaders like me and other women who are in influential positions can now work together, hold each other's hand, and bring that dream through. Because if our population the women population in our country is 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are more than. Yeah, we are leading in that. So we are more than men. The young people are also there, and young people will always support their mothers.
Yes.
So they will always support women. So mine is just to say that as women leaders, we need to have all the policies in place.
Mm-hmm.
We already have policies. The only problem is the implementation. We have good policies in place, but once the two-third gender is passed, then women of this country will be at a better position. And I am 100% sure once we get that opportunity and bring all the women into different positions, this country will get out of even the challenges we are in today, because women are focused, they are effective, they are passionate, they are accountable. And women, just as they carry their babies and grow them up, they will grow this country to another level. My first message is to all women, to the great women of this nation. We have done a lot for our nation. We are the people who pray for our nation. We are the people who give birth and bring up our children. We are the people who always stand there and work very hard for this nation to succeed. I want to encourage our women to work very hard so that we make sure that you are recognized where you are and you give your best to the nation, to your family, and to the society around you. And you cannot do that just by sitting in your bedroom or in your sitting room. Get out of your comfort zone. Work hard. Let people see your potential. Let people see that you are energetic enough, you are visionary enough to do what you want to do. That is my message to the women of this country, to the government, and to the policymakers. Mine is just to say that this is the time for us to focus on how to empower and invest in the future by empowering our women. We have invested in our girl child, and we can see where our women are today. But a lot needs to be done. So we are the people who are in that position to hold other women's hand so that we grow together. Many are the times that we pull each other as women. We pull each other down. But today I want to tell women that let us forget that. Let us hold each other's hand and work together as a team. When you come to the church and the nation, even in church, the issue of two-third gender is not realized. Not only in church, let me just use religious circle.
Yeah.
Let us embrace the issue of two-third. If not 50%, let us try our best to at least get to two-third. Because when a woman speaks, the reasoning of a man and a woman is totally different. Women are very practical. Women understand things very well. I'm not saying men do not understand, but women know what is happening.
Yeah.
The information that a woman has, the man may get even 2-3 days later. So bring women. Let us be on that table. Let us reason together. Let us have that dialogue and listen to each other, because the way a woman reasons is different from the way a man reasons. When you are in crisis, who is able to solve that problem? It is a woman.
Yeah.
When the country is in crisis, if we bring on board the women who are at that level, we will easily get out of the challenges that we are in. So when it comes to employment of women in education sector, when it comes to the ministries, when it is employment of people, the other day KRA missed. I must say that. Regions have not been put into consideration. The issue of gender has not been put into consideration. Yeah. Let us be very aggressive and let us be radical enough to make to bring the changes. The employment that is coming, like now KWS, I expect 50% to go to women, because even when it comes to performance, women are better. When it comes to police recruitment, let us have women. When it comes to KDF, let us have women. And even when it comes to promotion, let us make sure that women are given enough opportunity. And in 10, 15 years' time, you will see the difference that will happen to this country. I also want to take this opportunity to wish all the Christians happy Easter, because towards the end of the week, we will be celebrating Easter, and Good Friday is coming, when we will be remembering the challenges that Jesus went through because of our sins, and the resurrection. I wish all the believers happy Easter. And again, I know for our brothers and sisters who are Muslims, Muslim community, Ramadan is almost coming to an end. They have done very well because I interact a lot with them. And in maybe another few days, they'll be celebrating Ramadan. And I just want to wish them happy Ramadan. And even as they come to celebrate, I just want to wish them all the best. And let us all maintain peace and have that spirit of coexisting, and make sure that, we support our government, Kenya Kwanza government, which is passionate, is working very hard. I also want to congratulate our president. Our economy, the dollar has come down, and we have a lot of hope that in 2 weeks' time, it will get to maybe 115, and Kenyans will celebrate. Let us continue supporting all the farmers, because this is the time they need to prepare their land and plant. Distribution of fertilizers, in some areas, some seeds are also distributed. Let us encourage so that we can be self-sustaining, and so that we can grow our own wealth and enjoy the resources that God has given us. And thank you so much.